Hey there, my name is K-2SO and this is Opening Act. Today we are going to be opening up some toys, specifically Star Wars and Funko toys. So yeah, as I mentioned, we are going to be opening up toys today. Our first toy is this Funko Pop K-2SO, and fun story about this one. When I did not buy this, in fact, everything that we're going to show you today, either I bought for very, very cheap or they were a gift to me. So first we're going to start with this box. This is, of course, the K-2SO Funko Pop. K-2SO is a character from Rogue One. So it says Star Wars Rogue One up there, number 179. This is a bobblehead. And it says Funko 2017 Fall Convention exclusive on the sticker. I do not know that much about Funko Pops. I only have two, including this one, and but I do know that that sticker is important. Now, if you look at the sticker, there's actually a little picture there of a Funko Statue of Liberty. And yeah, a Funko Pop Statue of Liberty. So I'm guessing that when they were talking about the Fall Convention exclusive, they were specifically talking about the New York Comic Con, and apparently this is a exclusive from that event. Flipping it over, on the back you have all of the other Funko Pops from this Rogue One series, and it's pretty cool. It includes characters like K-2SO, Krennic, Andor, of course, and even Darth Vader, because if you've seen the movie, you know Darth Vader shows up at some point. I don't think it's a spoiler now, several years later, but who knows. If you haven't watched all of the Star Wars, at least all of the Star Wars movies, spoiler alert and spoiler warning, I'm going to be talking relatively freely about my opinions and thoughts on Star Wars and plot points and that kind of thing. So first, let's open up the K-2SO Funko Pop. Now, when I open up a box like this, I usually like to take stuff out of the box and display them out of the box. But this one was given to me in this little protector. So because it has a protector, we're going to be displaying this one inside the box, as many people who are in kind of the Funko collectors group say that it's the way to be done. I don't always agree with that, but in this case the box looks really nice and clean, and we have a protector, so we're going to do that. Now, when I open up a box like this and I'm trying to protect the box, I usually open up the bottom end, and that way, if you damage the flap in any way, at least like no one can see the top. If you damage the top, everyone can see it, but if you damage the bottom, it's hidden. So alright, let's pull out K2. And here we have K-2SO stuck inside the plastic casing. We'll lift up the top and the bottom and try to get him out. There we go. So this is K-2SO Funko Pop bobblehead number 179 in the collection. Let me tell you a bit about how I got this. This is actually a gift from a regular guest that we have at our art studio in Cubao Expo called Kendo Creative. Please follow them on Instagram and come visit us sometime. At Kendo, we do all sorts of stuff, but we have some guests that like to come visit us often, maybe have coffee with us. And one of our guests, a young man, a young student by the name of Tomas, noticed some of my other Star Wars toys that I had on display. And we got to start talking about Star Wars, and I had mentioned to him that K-2SO was now one of my favorite characters. Now, K-2SO is a droid from the movie Rogue One, and he was kind of a repurposed or a reclaimed Imperial droid that now serves with the Resistance, or the Rebellion, against Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine and the Empire. Why do I like K-2SO? Well, I think maybe I see a lot of his personality a lot of myself in his personality, and even kind of his look. You know, he's bald, he's dark skinned. Maybe that's the end of the looks. He's tall. I'm not that tall, I'm pretty average height. But the thing that I really do relate to is his personality. He's very cynical, he's very calculating everything. He almost has no filter, very much like KO, which is why this is actually the second K-2SO that I got as a gift. The first one was a little, I think, 3-inch toy that I got from my wife for Christmas. I'm really liking the detail on this thing. Now, based on the detail, you can actually see some unique characteristics. K-2SO has these little rings that go around his shoulders. That is yellow, and on other droids of his make, of his model, those rings are actually red. So when you see other droids that kind of look like him, the way to tell that it's not him is if those rings are not yellow. And then on his body, for this particular model, it looks like there are 1, 2, 3, 4, and then one in the back, 5 blaster marks. And then of course he's holding the blaster here. So this is actually K-2SO making his last stand to defend Jyn Erso and Cassian Andor in the end of Rogue One. Yeah, and I think that's a moment where we really realize the heroism of this particular droid. You know, in other Star Wars episodes, we see droids doing, you know, cool things like this, but we never really, we kind of see them as like fun tricks or gimmicks. But for K2, he really was sacrificing himself, and he was being a hero. He wasn't just being a sidekick, he was the hero in this moment. And I think that that's perfect for this Funko Pop, for this toy, to commemorate that moment. So thank you, Tomas. Thank you for this particular, for this gift. We'll put it over here, and then we're gonna open up a couple more toys. First, which order should we go in? Let's squeeze this one in first. This is the Metal Earth 3D metal model kit, and you make this little X-Wing. This is another gift from Nicole, who works here at Honeycomb. He gave this to me on my birthday. I just want to take a moment to say thank you to Nicole. And I have not had the opportunity to open this and build it yet, but that day was coming very, very soon. Follow me on Instagram. I'll probably do a stories of when I open that. So again, thank you, Nicole, and thank you, Tomas, for these wonderful gifts. All right, so up next we have another toy. This is actually a toy set, and these are actually standard action figures, regular articulating action figures. I picked this up at a sale, and in this box we have Chirrut Imwe and Baze Malbus, which are 2 other characters from that same movie, Rogue One. I am a big fan of Rogue One. Some people believe that it is the best Star Wars movie. I am not one of those people, but I do think that it's up there. For me, the best Star Wars movie is The Empire Strikes Back. It has very much held up over time. So let's see. Rogue One might actually climb in my list of favorites, depending on how well it ages, because I really feel like Empire Strikes Back is timeless, both in its story and in its aesthetic. So in this toy set we have Chirrut and then Baze, and then Baze, the reason I like Baze is because his character design is one of the most inspired, I think, of recent Star Wars designs, and he's got that cool kind of machine blaster gun mounted backpack that he carries around. And then I was also able to pick up this toy set, and this features Rose, who is a she's in her first order disguise, but she's actually part of the resistance against the First Order. And you know, a lot of people don't like Rose. They say that she's a useless character. They don't like the decisions that she made. I do not dislike Rose as a character. I do not like the decisions that she made at the end of the movie, but I do see the importance of having characters that add depth to your story. rather than just characters that are there for logistical reasons. Rose and Finn and the mission that they go on, things don't work out. And the reason that I like it is because I think it's important to show that they really did try and they really did lose on all fronts. But with that said, the reason I actually picked this one up was not because of Rose, but because of these two little BB units that come with Rose. So this is a 3-pack. This is a 2-pack, and this is actually a 3-pack because you get Rose and then you get BB-8 and then you get BB-9E. Yep, BB-9E, which is the first order BB unit that's featured in the movie. So these 2 boxes I got for a steal at only 200 pesos. Their original price was 1,200 pesos, so it's about 1,000 pesos off, a large percentage off. And I guess in dollars that means I got them for about $4 each, and they used to be about $24 each. So cool. But I am not going to open these up. I'm going to put them over here. And then we have this box, which I am going to open up because I bought 2 of. This one, original price was 1,499 or 1,500 pesos, which is about $30. And I got it for 100 pesos, which is about $2. So that's pretty cool. And inside this box, we have helmets for display. And over here you have Princess Leia in her, I'm not sure how to pronounce this one, Bausch. Basically, it's the character where Leia breaks into Jabba the Hutt, or gets into Jabba the Hutt's palace to rescue Han Solo and unfreeze him from carbonite. And also featured heavily in that same sequence is Boba Fett. So we have Boba Fett's helmet here as well. This one I am going to open up because I got 2 boxes of this one for here in Honeycomb and the other one to join these other 2 that I have put aside. Alright, so inside you have this Boba Fett helmet. It's nice and heavy. It is made of, it's metal. Plastic stands for display. This plastic stands say Star Wars, and the detailing is really nice on these helmets. This Boba Fett one is very cool. I know a lot of Star Wars fans will like that. But me, I like this Princess Leia helmet. I really like the helmet because for me, this is one of Princess Leia's strongest moments as a character, where she was really willing to put everything on the line for Han Solo, the man who she loved with all of her heart. And I think that this is a unique, a special moment for that character, where you don't get to see her face, you don't get, there's mystery involved. Now I'm gonna put that aside, and we have the one that was in the box, and then we have the ones that I'm not gonna open, the BB-8, BB-9, and Rose, and then the Chirrut and Baze Malbus. Now, the reason I picked these up all the way in August is that I'm actually picking these up anticipating Christmas shopping. And I know it's really early to do any sort of Christmas shopping, but I'm just keeping in mind that right now, Star Wars is kind of fading. The toys are on sale. I just figured that while the toys are really cheap, I'm gonna pick them up. And then right before the next movie comes out in December at Christmas time, I'm gonna watch all of the Star Wars movies again with my kids, and then give these to them for Christmas. So I actually have another 2 boxes of 2 other characters. I think I got Rey and probably Finn. I'm not sure, but I have 2 more boxes of Star Wars characters, and all of these are gonna go inside a closet, and they are gonna go to my children on Christmas. My unending quest to keep Star Wars alive and the love for Star Wars alive in my family. So there we go. We got an early start, 500 pesos, or about, what is that? That's $10. Early Christmas shopping, think in advance. Yeah, Star Wars has always been really important to me, particularly The Empire Strikes Back, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. Whenever someone asks me like how much I like a particular Star Wars movie, I tell them, well, out of 10, for example, I say this movie is a 7 out of 10 as far as movies go. But because it's Star Wars, it's automatic +2. So this is a 9 out of 10 just because it's Star Wars. So if you ask me, what if a movie is a 9 out of 10, which I think Rogue One is a 9 out of 10, then that means that it's a 11 out of 10. But in particular, I watched Star Wars pretty much every week in my teenage years. Like while I was learning to become a graphic designer, I watched Star Wars every week, and it really informed a lot of my attention to detail and my aesthetic. In fact, let's do a quick update. I'm actually wearing today my Jordan Paris, New York City to Paris Air Jordan 1s, which we did the unboxing of a few weeks back. And I remember saying that I wanted, if you remember, I said that I wanted to wear it in the New York colorway and then do some adjustments and then wear it kind of in that middle colorway and then finally have it in the Paris colorway somewhere along the line. But here we have it now. I've gone ahead and taken a little bit of acetone and brushes to remove the paint, and when I rubbed some of the paint off, some of it got stuck here around the swoosh, and I actually thought it was a really cool, like Star Wars used the universe style effect. So what I've actually ended up here with is rerouting to Berlin. So it's New York to Paris, and this is like a reroute to Berlin. It looks very much like this used gritty street shoe. So one of the things that I did very purposefully when I was weathering this shoe was to make sure that the lines kind of connect between spots like this, so that it looks like it's a very natural fade, and it fades in places where my foot would graze other things like the other foot or walls or whatever. And then over here on the toe, you see it go around, and the markings that I made are based on the actual wrinkles that my foot made while using the shoe in the New York color. And then you see here in the side panel, I deliberately left it quite dirty from the paint that came from the swoosh. So the black paint got smudged off onto this white side panel, and I really liked the way that looked, how dirty it looked, ironically enough, because this is a shoe that looks great beaten up. Yeah, I think that this look is very much influenced by my love of Star Wars, that it's got this gritty used universe look. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, like when you dive in to see how these things come together, that they really can come together. For another example would be K-2SO, who has no facial features really. Like he doesn't really express his emotions on his face, but because he wears his heart on his sleeve and has no filter, says everything he thinks, along with kind of just his body position, we are very endeared to this character. Like I remember when I first saw when we first see K-2SO in the movie, he like tilts his head just a little bit that way, and it conveys so much emotion. And that's something that I mentioned as well when we were talking about the Kaws companion figures, is that how something that doesn't really have a face and isn't really human could be so human and convey so much emotion. And maybe that's why we love toys, because we're able to connect to them, or maybe they're able to connect to us, and that is good design. Thank you again to Tomas for K-2SO. We're going to put him back in the box and display him somewhere here. And thank you also to Nicole for the metal kit. And thank you all for watching. Please do click on the notification bell and the like button, the thumbs up button. That helps us a lot. And if you could please click on subscribe, that would also help us a bunch. Please do let us know what's your favorite Star Wars film and how has Star Wars impacted your life, maybe, or maybe how has Star Wars impacted your approach to design and aesthetic. Maybe that's a good way to approach it. All right, my name's K-2SO, Adjima.com, and may the Force be with you.